Hello world, my name is Maddie and welcome to this, my second video assignment for the CS50 Introduction to Game Development course. In this video, we'll be looking at my solution for assignment 1, Flappy Bird, the reward update. Flappy Bird was a mobile game developed in 2013. The aim of the game is simple. Tap the screen, or in our version the spacebar, to make the bird flap its wings and fly between the pipes. Although this game looks a lot more complex than Pong, in actual fact, we're using many of the same techniques to tackle movement and detecting collisions. The visual complexity simply comes from using sprites rather than rectangles. The main difference in the code lies in how we are utilizing classes to a much greater extent, in the form of game states controlled by a state machine. So, what's our assignment this time? There's a lot more to do here than in our last assignment, and it's split into 3 main tasks. First, alter the pipe generation to create more variety. Second, add medals to the score screen to rank player performance. And finally, add a pause screen to the game. Our first task can be split further into 2 subtasks, altering the gap that the bird has to pass between and altering the timing between pipes spawning in. Both are fairly straightforward and utilize the math.random function. I tackled altering the time between pipes spawning first, as it was the most straightforward. In the playstate class, I initialized the pipe spacing to be 2. This means that the first pipe will always appear after the same amount of time into the game. Once the first pair of pipes has been added and the timer reset to 0, the pipe spacing is reset to a random number between 2 and 5. Altering the gap the bird has to pass through was a little trickier, as I needed to make sure that the pipe on the bottom was always visible. I used math.min to set the gap to either a randomly selected space between 80 and 150 pixels, or the gap between the current top pipe and the lowest possible position of the lower pipe, with a 10 pixel clearance of the ground. Next was adding medals. I opened up Krita, a wonderful open source art program, and created a simple medal based on the bird design in 3 different colours. Inside the score state class, I added a check for the score value and rendered the corresponding medal, and some altered flavor text to go with it. The final task was to add pause functionality. So, what would be the best way to tackle this? My initial thoughts were to introduce a new pause game state, pass in the previous game state and return back to it once the pause button was pressed again. Then I realised I could just add in a simple boolean to skip the update functionality. Pause game music, add a blip noise created in BFXR, and a pause symbol on top, and you have yourself a pause state. Finally came the hardest part of the whole assignment. Getting good enough at the game to get some decent gameplay footage. And there you have it. Once again, all the code and sounds of the original game were provided by the CS50 team. I've added links to the code repository and the resources I used in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.